This is TWiT.
Amazon Prime Day starts tomorrow. Are you guys going to work like crazy tomorrow, Brian X. Chen? Is it going to be like nuts? Do you have a war room?
So the Wirecutter is going to do... as you know, the Times owns the Wirecutter.
They do such a good job.
Yeah, so they're going to be looking at some of the best deals throughout the day. And by best deal, we mean not just the lightning deals that pop up, but they're going to compare like the price history to, you know, like what it used to cost and determine whether these sales are good deals or not.
In years gone by, they've actually said that's not a good deal. Like, don't buy that.
Yeah, because typically when they go through the thousands of sales, like maybe only 4% of them are determined to be good deals.
That's terrible.
It's definitely worth checking out the Wirecutter tomorrow, and I think Tuesday is also Prime Day, right?
Yeah, it's 36 hours. So they start 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, and they go through on Monday, and they go through all day Tuesday. I feel like it's amateur hour. Like I shop at Amazon all year, so I'm gonna skip Prime Day. Are you excited, Jessica? Are you gonna? Do you keep your eye out for an Instapot or something?
I mean, it's kind of like Black Friday. I don't really go out on Black Friday because I can shop at other times. I can find deals at other times. And again, like the idea that they're not really even deals half the time. I hate feeling duped, so I kind of avoid Prime Day unless there's really something I have my eye on. I don't need an Instant Pot right now, so I'm good.
How about you, McCullough?
I feel like that Prime Day is still trying to rope people into buying on Amazon, like people that are like still buy things offline and things like that. And so I'm the wrong person to target because anytime I have a need, within 30 seconds, I've already bought it on Amazon. So I'm not in the habit of of waiting around for deals or things like that. Yes. So it's all about, to my mind, still bringing, if they still exist, although Amazon is apparently reaching, 5% of all retail sales at this point, convincing people to give Amazon a try. But then also what I find amazing is how much, and you can't tell me that on some level inside the hallways of Amazon, they don't think of this. Not only is Prime Day great PR for them, but look at all of the other offline retailers that have to do deals now this week to try to compete. And so they win coming and going because everyone else has to kill themselves and cut their prices just to try to compete.
So according to CoreSite Research, no, Amazon doesn't say, but according to CoreSite Research, Prime Day they may have revenue of $3.4 billion in that 36-hour period. And sales are expected to shatter last year's record by 40%. 40%.
Holy cow.
40%, becoming their new single-day record. Of course, people will watch to see if it does that. Prime is key to e-commerce for Amazon. They want people to become Prime members, and you're right. I think, Brian, they're part of the problem is they've saturated in certain economic groups, especially high-income people. They were adding 10 million subscribers. Again, they don't release these numbers, but analysts think they were adding about 10 million new subscribers a year for the last 3 years. But the real issue is now they almost have 100% of high-income people. They need to find new areas. According to Consumer Intelligence Research Partners, if you're a Prime member, you spend more than twice as much on Amazon, $1,400 a year, compared to $600 a year for non-members.
You know, I think the smartest thing that they've done so far with Prime is Whole Foods, right? Like, like it's crazy. Sure. So the Whole Foods barcode or the Prime barcode that works inside Whole Foods gives you like 10% off whatever's on sale.
Have you used that?
Yeah, and also I also have the Amazon credit card, which gives you 5% back at Whole Foods. So I get 5% and 10%. And take all my money.
That's pretty good.
You guys locked me in forever. I'm going to shop at Whole Foods forever, and you're going to know all the information about what I buy, like both online and offline. It's genius, right?
And actually, this will be the first Prime Day with Whole Foods, so you may see some
so they have
deals.
It's 10% back for the credit card this week, or today and tomorrow, I think. Man. Sorry, tomorrow.
I got to get me one of them Amazon credit cards. I see that every time I buy something on Amazon. They say,
it's like no annual fee, so why not, right? If you already shop on Amazon.
Wow. See, I bet you are going to do something on Prime Day. You're going to go to Whole Foods.
Exactly.
That's true, actually. I'm going to do that too. It's cyclical, right? It went from online to brick and mortar to online to brick and mortar. Like, we're just going to keep going around until Amazon dominates all of it.
Ben Thompson at Stratechery says that Amazon's real mission statement would be to get 5% of all economic transactions, period. End of statement. Or some fraction thereof. Pretty brilliant.
I mean, pharmaceuticals at some point too, right?
Yep, they bought PillPack last week for $1 billion, but that puts them in the online pharmacy business.
Well, the $1 billion is not the headline. It was the 16 billion or whatever they knocked off the market caps of other people in the pharmacy space.
Yeah.
That's right. Walgreens,
CVS,
CVS stock tumbled that day. Well, the same thing happened when they bought Whole Foods, right? Didn't supermarkets stocks freak out? So Whole Foods actually is, especially when Amazon got it, is not a strong driver. They hadn't been doing all that well. The sales had kind of flattened. So Amazon's acquiring Whole Foods now looks a lot better with Prime Day. Yes?
I mean, for me.
Well, but you made the case. And if you've noticed it, Brian X Gen, I would guess that everybody's thinking that, right?
I guess people have my shopping habits of like going to Whole Foods because it's like 2 blocks away from me. But you know,
okay. We call it whole paycheck around here. I would bet even after a 20% discount, it's still more than the other grocery stores. Yes.
Yeah, but it feels special because it's Whole Foods.
But you're special.
You don't get any discounts at Whole Foods.
Okay. But what Jessica pointed out about it. Offline going to online and then coming back to actual physical retail. I mean, those Amazon Go stores, you can't tell me 10 years from now they won't be on every corner like Starbucks.
Yeah.
You know?
Shouldn't we be afraid of this?
Well, because the genius strategy is you create an e-commerce juggernaut, you kill everybody in traditional retail, and then you have all these empty storefronts that you can just move right into.
Yeah, I mean, that's why. I'll tell you why, Jessica. Because as soon as Amazon controlled all book sales and eliminated bookstores in communities all over the country, they jacked the price up. As soon as you control all sales, the price is yours to set. Now, I don't know if Amazon will become predatory. Probably they won't, because they're happy that they get 5% of all retail spend. That's mind-boggling.
Sounds like you have problems with capitalism, which is a different conversation.
I do. No, I worry because that is okay. Right. I do have a problem with capitalism, not garden variety capitalism, but that's what happens in capitalism. If Adam Smith's hand of the market works only if there's competition, right? As soon with the breaking point of capitalism is monopoly. That's why we have antitrust laws, because as soon as a company can dominate, then there's supply and demand doesn't mean anything. Prices now can be anything they want because they have 100% of the market. Amazon has 49% of the U.S. e-commerce market. That's mind-boggling.
And yet Apple was busted for antitrust for ebooks. Remember that?
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
years
Leo,
ago,
I want to point out something, and I've been trying feverishly to confirm this or not. But 59% of the e-commerce market, but 5% of all retail spend is insane if that includes things like car sales, right? Because that's the thing that in other numbers like this, when they're talking about Amazon taking over retail and things like that, they always caveat you've got to back out car sales because that would be such a huge percentage. But they're specifically using the words retail. Of all retail spend. So if that includes the car market as well, and they've gotten 5% of that, that's absolutely insane.
Well, how long until they start selling cars? They buy Carvana or something.
For all I know, they do.
They may own. I don't know.
Let me search for Lamborghini on Amazon.com. I wouldn't be surprised. Would you? And by the way, if they did, wouldn't you buy it from them?
If there was a Prime deal.
Yeah, 2-day delivery.
Yeah. Well, is there a world where Amazon, owns a lot of our retail world, even in physical space, but there are also mom and pop shops? There's also a local market. Like, is that a possibility? Because that sounds okay.
Yeah, don't you want those to continue? I do. I like that idea.
I like local stores.
I look at, though, we live in a relatively, 50,000 person community, so that's kind of mid-sized small town America here in Petaluma. And the downtown is all antique stores and boutique furniture stores because there is a bookstore. I don't know how they survive, but everybody buys online. And there's no reason to have a bookstore. And now that Amazon's in groceries as well, look at this graph. This is a little bit scary. This is the top 10 U.S. companies ranked by e-commerce. Again, now this is the e-commerce part. Sales share. Amazon, that's the one where it's 49%. The next competitor, eBay, 6%. There's nobody even close. Who
shops on eBay? Sorry.
Yeah. Well, Apple's the next. Walmart, which has, Walmart bought Jet.com. It was trying to get into e-commerce. The Home Depot, Best Buy, QVC. Really?
I thought Macy's was doing well. I guess not.
Not in e-commerce. This is e-commerce, right?
Oh, yeah.
Costco, Wayfair. Actually, the fact that Wayfair has 1.1%, they're I'm sure very happy with that. That's hundreds of millions of dollars.
Like, I didn't even know that was a well-known brand at all.
They're big e-commerce.
I bought a rug on there once.
Yeah, well, there you go. You see? Okay, so does it not worry you, Jessica, that one company would be so dominant?
No, it totally does. Like, that graph is scary. And I just don't know if it's the sci-fi dystopia. It's easy to jump to that. Like, this is what this is going to lead to, and this company is going to control everything. Prices are going to be whatever. And we should definitely keep an eye on that. But I also see more of a movement for shop local, like these kinds of community-based awareness programs that are kind of popping up, and I really like that. So maybe it'll balance out in the end. I'm optimistic, I guess.